From the Field of Dreams to the Little League Classic, special events deserve special uniforms. And when Major League Baseball paid tribute to the Negro Leagues at historic Rickwood Field, the Threads played an important role. Just who were the San Francisco Sea Lions and the St. Louis Stars? Find out next on Inside Stitch. Welcome to Inside Stitch, where baseball fashion is our passion. I'm AJ Andrews, and today's lookbook is loaded with style points. We'll show you Blake Snell's youthful uniform designs, review jerseys with Adam Ottavino, and take a deep dive into big mitts. But first, Birmingham, Alabama's Rickwood Field, the oldest professional ballpark in the United States, hosted 3 memorable days in June. As part of the festivities, major leaguers, minor leaguers, and celebrities wore uniforms that paid tribute to teams and players from the Negro Leagues, whose legacy is as profound as ever.
Yeah, so we got a little throwback uni on, gray socks, you feel me? So just want to represent the people that came before us and the uniforms, and we want to go all out, so we got to go all out with the uniform too.
We're repping the Birmingham Black Barons today, and it's really awesome. The uniforms look really cool. I like the way the jerseys fit, and I think the pants actually make it go together, so I think it's really cool. Obviously, a lot of the alternate identities that we do are very specific to, Montgomery. But this is something that's a little bit more geared towards the players. And, having the tribute to Negro League, I think this is going to be a marquee moment for them in their journey.
To be able to honor and salute the legacy and what the contributions of the Negro League legends is just unbelievable. And to be able to do it both at the minor league level and the major league level is just beyond special for Birmingham.
One of the personal touches on the uniform is the gray, making it look like it's the old wool. The high pants, from the era is great.
Yeah, it's awesome. I like the look. The band kind of pops. So yeah, I like the whole get up. It's a good attire.
This is remembering the people that came before us and what they did for this game and how they improved it.
The great thing about the Birmingham Black Barons uniforms, very simple in regards to the triangle B and the block lettering for Birmingham across the chest.
Just love kind of having this logo here, triple Bs. And then I'm a big button-up kind of guy fan. You got guys who want to let the chest hang, show the chains, all that. Other guys who like to wear button-up, but it's got one thing for everybody.
Yeah, we've got the Birmingham across the chest. We got the Birmingham Black Barons on the side too, which is super cool. Just the history of all of it. I think the hats are pretty sweet too. You got the 3 Bs.
It's like we're going back in time, so I feel the presence of Jackie Robinson. All those great guys. So yeah, we're gonna play like them too.
Those guys went through a lot more than I probably can ever imagine. And, it's a fight that they had to put up just so I can get here. And so getting the chance to even wear the jersey and get on the field and play is something huge.
This is a huge deal from a cultural perspective here on Juneteenth at this historic stadium. You kind of feel the energy. It's different.
This is definitely something way bigger than me, so to just be able to be included in this, absolute honor, man.
The jersey is nice, being from Alabama. You're talking about the Mobile man, Hank Aaron, it's dope. The Say Hayes, that's from around the corner, Willie Mays.
You can never overstate what Hank means. I mean, him and Willie. To me, they're royalty. Not only baseball royalty, but they're part of American history, American icons.
One of the things we want to do is just create elements and assets that really are celebratory, that bring joy, that feel, that rise to the moment. And then we also have the Juneteenth celebrating the day, and the 24 honoring Willie Mays and the year.
I just love the name of what I'm representing. Obviously, what's on my back. We celebrate Juneteenth. We celebrating the life of Willie Mays. So I'm just grateful out here, man.
I thought they knocked it out the park, no pun intended, man. I think it's an unbelievable, great fit, too. That's always a big thing. You don't want to come out here kind of baggy. You want to show off what you've been working on for the summer body.
It's say, hey, you can't go wrong with it. I wish my shorts were a little bit bigger, but my kids say this is the style now, so I'm going with it.
Patch is dope. Also, I love the fact that it's Juneteenth on the back, man. I really think that's what this whole thing is about. It's just about celebrating Black history and just having a good time while we do it.
I love just the color splashes. It's cool. I like the way that it's like it's a pullover, but it's comfortable and it looks cool, and I think everybody's super excited.
When we put these special event games on, one of the most important things is making sure that we're authentic to the period that we're sort of harkening back to. And so when we thought about Rickwood Field and being in a 100-year-old ballpark,
we really wanted to make sure that we were cognizant of what the players were wearing on the field.
It's a piece of history, so I mean, to be able to wear it present day is honestly an unreal feeling.
Anytime we can put on these uniforms, the same ones that those guys played before us in the Negro Leagues, it's an honor to put it on and to share this field with them.
I think it really is sort of a muted look, but really sort of talks about the tonality of what this event is, right? It's a tribute to the Negro Leagues, and so too, I think what the stars represents is sort of stars of the game, but also the seriousness of what we're doing here.
I like how it's like, you know, traditional playing, like very, I feel like authentic in its own way.
Very, very cool uniforms. Very honored and excited to wear them. Really like the navy we incorporated along with the gray. I think it's a really sharp look, and I'm eager for everyone else to get to experience it.
Once the lights are on and the anthem takes place and you're standing there on the line and wearing the uniform, looking across the way and seeing others wearing it, it'll sink in as to what this moment really means, because I do think it's a meaningful day.
And the Giants are wearing the Sea Lions, and it's actually unique from the 1940s when they were in the Negro Western League.
They look great. They definitely got that old school feel. Love the colors, the cream. It just feels like you're wearing a jersey from old time.
I like that it's a different color. You know, I've been wearing black and orange for 12 years now, so to get a little bit of blue in there is nice.
We want fans, whether they're watching here in the ballpark at Rickwood or watching on TV, to really think about what did it mean when these players that were coming up in the Negro Leagues didn't have access to the game the way the players do now.
I always like to think about it like that, like I'm always playing for something greater than just me.
I mean, it's everything, you know, we get to be on this field right here in honor of the Negro Leagues. It's very special. You know, you wouldn't be here today without those guys.
Obviously, the uniforms are a big part of what we're doing at this game tonight. But from the time the fans walk through the gates at this ballpark, they're gonna have the opportunity to see a lot of the history. And what we've essentially done is brought a museum to this cathedral that is a baseball park. And so as fans are walking through, not only are they seeing the jerseys that'll be on the field, but they're seeing the player towers on the fan plaza, learning about the history of the game and what it was really like for these players trying to break through in baseball, but also trying to break through at this tough time in our country's history. And so really as fans are walking through the various parts of it, they're getting a real taste of what Negro Leagues was, and we're really paying tribute to what that was.
Over 14 big league seasons with 5 different clubs, right-hander Adam Ottavino has put up plenty of zeros on the scoreboard and on his back. The native New Yorker and current Met took us inside his locker and through his career for a stitch in time.
I'm fortunate enough to play for 5 different teams. That means a lot of jerseys. So I was raiding my closet before I came here today, and I was able to bring quite a few to share with you guys. We're gonna take a peek and see what we got. All right. St. Louis Cardinals, one of the cleanest jerseys in the game. I've always felt that way. I was drafted by the Cardinals 2006, and you know, the birds on the bat, just an iconic logo. I mean, look how rich that yellowish gold is in the bat. You know, all the stitching with the birds, just a clean white jersey. I've just always thought it's one of the best looks in the game. 35 is the number I wore in my Major League debut. I actually think this might be the jersey from my Major League debut. So that was 2010, May 29th. Ottavino and the Cardinals versus the Cubs. I didn't sleep much the night before. And that's what I think about when I look at this jersey, is just like all that time put in to get to the Major Leagues finally came true wearing this jersey. All right, Rockies black cutoff jersey. So Rockies is really like where my Major League career really took off. You know, it was a special time in my life, 7 years with the team. And this jersey in particular, 2018 postseason patch on it here. That was the first time I ever played in the postseason. It was a long time coming for our group. So I've always kept all these jerseys with the patch on them because that's what it's all about, is getting to the playoffs and trying to win the championship. You know, the black jersey with the cutoff, not a lot of teams rock the cutoff anymore. But this is a jersey we wore all the time in Colorado. And the reason why we wore it all the time is because the starting pitcher got to pick, and they would always pick this black jersey, I think because, you know, you don't have extra material on your arm kind of getting in your way as a pitcher. It feels nice and loose. So everybody wanted to wear the black jersey all the time with the Rock Show. This is the first team that let me wear 0 in the big leagues. I was nervous about it. I was the first pitcher ever to wear number 0 in the majors. I didn't want to attract attention to myself, but I also wanted to be myself, if that makes sense. I remember Troy Tulowitzki asking me, what's the story with this 0? And telling me, you better be pretty good if you're gonna wear a number like that on your back. You know, I told him that's the plan. I'm not planning to stink, right? So just went out there and did my best, and luckily I've been able to keep rocking it for a long time. All right, the pinstripes. Well, this is the most famous jersey in baseball, right? The Yankee pinstripes, the interlocking NY, and the midnight navy. I was a Yankee fan growing up my whole life, die hard, and became a free agent after 7 years with the Rockies. And I wanted to be a Yankee so bad. Somehow it happened. I don't know how it happened, but it ended up happening at the last second, signed with the Yankees. I remember going to Yankee Stadium, putting this jersey on for a headshot for the first time, and it actually felt heavy. Like, it felt different than any other shirt I'd ever put on in my career. I understood the significance of it. I understood the players who had come before me. I understood the expectations, and all the things I was dreaming in my head were starting to come true. It's just a clean look. What can you say? Yankees are the only team in the league with just 2 jerseys. They got the gray and this iconic one right here. Obviously, when you join the Yankees, you're well aware that the numbers are limited, right? Everything's retired, you know, 1 through 9, all the single digits, and many others. And asking for 0, which is essentially a single digit, feels a little risky. I'm not saying I'm going to the Hall of Fame or I'm gonna get my number retired or anything like that. But at the same time, you know, I really wanted to be myself, you know, and I felt like I wouldn't be true to myself if I didn't try to get number 0. It's just something I've worn since I was a kid, the O for Ottavino, and it's just a number that I've always felt comfortable with. And, you know, it does look a little funny on the jersey, I have to say, but never felt better than when this number's on my back, because it's something I've had on my whole life, and I just think comfort's important out there. I get traded to the Red Sox from the Yankees after 2020 season. I went to college in Boston. I went to college at Northeastern University, and all my friends were Red Sox fans. And while in my 3 years there, I really grew to appreciate Red Sox Nation and everything that they bring to the table. And once I got my head wrapped around the trade, I was really, really excited. I think they have one of the most iconic logos, these 2 socks right here on the sleeve. Other than that, it's a pretty straightforward design, which I love. I love keeping it simple, really fond of the font, and I think it's a really cool look. And I just like the simplicity of the jersey, you know? It was a great year, it was a lot of fun. All right, so here is the Mets home jersey. To me, growing up in New York, also a very iconic jersey. They have the pinstripes, the blue pinstripes that represented the Dodgers. Got the orange outline, which represented the Giants, which are the 2 teams that left New York. And then subsequently, the Mets were created. You know, my parents were Mets fans growing up. And this was a jersey that I also dreamed of wearing. So I think the Mets are an awesome franchise. They have some great fans. I really think that they represent the city well. I've always loved this patch that they have, where it's kind of got the skyline in the background. You know, I just think they have cool colors. It's really neat, the blue with the orange and the white, and I just think it's a really clean look. And being a Met has been an awesome experience. Thanks for joining me on this extensive journey as we look through all the different jerseys I've worn during my career. Had a good time going down memory lane with you guys, and thanks for joining me on A Stitch in Time.
Our next story takes us to Seattle, where one group of young ball players are lucky enough to call the 2023 NL Cy Young Award winner their coach. Even cooler than that, Blake and his dad helped design their custom uniforms. What inspired you to start a youth baseball team?
It all started out as Seattle Select. That was like where I was, my home, where I'm from, helped those kids. And then they all wanted a national team to play on. So like I'll start Zilla National, we'll do Pacific Northwest kids, and then with the best in the nation, put a team together and go travel out.
Why is that you want to get into coaching?
Yeah, I want to have an impact. You kind of get to help them grow up into a young man, and you try to have, you know, put good morals and help them just make the right steps forward. And that's really why I started it, to have impact.
I think it's really cool. You can learn a lot from him because he's very knowledgeable since he's been playing baseball for a long time.
Can you break down a little bit about the logo and what went into the design of that for Seattle Select?
Yeah, so I love this logo, the SS Seattle Select with the baseball. My dad hand drew it.
Oh, wow.
So like he made it. I didn't have nothing to do with it. I changed this Seattle, I did that part. But this part, that was all him. Yeah, it's just like my childhood. Everything I remember was this logo.
Oh, wow.
So it's like everything I am now is because of this. Like that's how I look at it.
Oh,
that's
wow,
why
okay.
like coaching these kids for my dad, like it means so much to me because it's like I'm helping these kids be the best versions of themselves, and I'm also representing like where I came from. And then the Zilla team, I was working with a creative guy that was with Nike. I worked with my best friend who manages this team with me. And we kind of just like put together like what we think would look cool. We went like Godzilla theme.
I like the colors. I'm a big pink guy. Pink's like one of my favorite colors.
And then we just kind of saw what we can make happen, and then we put like the claw on a ball. We thought that would be cool, and then the Zilla across the jersey, but like tackle twill, it looks way cleaner. We want these kids to know like the work that they're putting in to get here, like it pays off and you get rewarded, but then at the same time, like you gotta earn it. So you gotta keep chasing it, and we'll see what happens.
Often, when products are modernized, they get smaller. Think computer processors, or sleeker, like a flat-screen TV. But when it comes to today's Major League mitts, the trends point to bigger is better. Here's MLB.com's Michael Clare with the Genuine article.
We interrupt this episode of Inside Stitch to bring you this important announcement. There is a technological threat to baseball that should terrify you to your bones. No, it's not the automatic strike system gaining consciousness and wreaking havoc across the world as it determines whether every human being is a ball or a strike. No, today I'm talking about baseball gloves. Yes, this simple tool of stitched and molded leather has become all too powerful. Even the most iron-fisted ball players can catch a screaming line drive when hoisting one of these bad boys. I mean, if we really wanted to incentivize contact, wouldn't we want to dumb these things down a bit? Baseball gloves weren't even originally a part of the game. The first recorded ones in history popped up in the 1860s, around the time that man-made plastic showed up on the scene. Worn primarily by catchers, these were barely mitts. They were simply workers' gloves with the fingertips cut off. You know, like 19th century Madonna. The first pitcher to take the field with a baseball glove wasn't until 1875 when Charles C. Waite did it. A.G. Spalding, yes, the one of sporting goods fame, first wore his in 1877, saying that he had to overcome my scruples against joining the kid glove aristocracy. Clearly, that wouldn't stop him from selling them, though. While the mitts grew and added ever more padding, it took until Bill Doak designed a glove with a laced pocket in 1919 for things to really catch on. He sold it to Rawlings and the arms race had begun. This was the first modern baseball glove, and Babe Ruth had already been in the league for 5 years. Do you really think it's a coincidence that Ruth hit 60 home runs after this broke out? I mean, the name of the award for the best fielder, the Gold Glove, spells it out. Is it the tools or the talent? There's precedent for this too. Hank Greenberg helped popularize the first baseman's mitt, holding a massive fishing net-sized 13-inch pocketed glove. That was quickly banned, reducing the maximum size to 12 inches. Orioles manager Paul Richards also developed a black hole-sized catcher's mitt for his backstops to use when catching Hall of Famer Hoyt Wilhelm's knuckleball. This ginormous thing, measuring 42 inches in circumference, was known as Big Bertha, or the elephant, for its massive size. It was swiftly outlawed as well. Last year, Luis Arraez had the closest run to 400 that we've seen in a generation. But just imagine if ball players had to use the same kinds of gloves that were worn when Ted Williams last hit 406 in 1941. I mean, bloopers are the best part of baseball. The worse the glove, the more bloopers we'll see. Don't we want that? I am physically incapable of reading fly balls, averaging 2 errors per game in my brief and terrible Little League career. But when I was lucky enough to don a World Series winner's glove to shag a few fly balls recently, you know who didn't miss one? Me. Well, I mean, maybe it's not entirely the glove then.
city for dreamers.
We're always going to be authentic.
Blue collar mentality.
It's who we are. You live and die with your team.
This is more than a game.
This ball is crushed. Game over.
There they are, the City Connect jerseys.
It is a new look.
It's big, it's bold, so much that goes into it.
They are so popular.
Represents this city.
He's done it again! This is gonna win it!
He put this city on his back again.
I love this place.
High fly ball way back. Gone! He's on fire!
Tough, fighting every single day.
Oh, show him who you are, kid. Show him who you are.
That's the 2024 City Connect collection, and this is Inside Stitch. To get your hands on any of this season's new looks, scan the QR code on the screen. And speaking of fab fits, last month in Arlington, MLB All-Star attire was on fire. I talked to some of the biggest names in the game at Globe Life Field. The National League All-Star jersey. I mean, it feels good to put on an All-Star jersey in general, but then we got to talk about the way that it looks and the way it makes you feel. Look good, feel good, play good. Do you feel like you look good?
I think so.
Yeah?
I think they did all right with these colors. They stand out and they're loud and they're exciting.
I'm not a loud guy, but the jerseys are kind of loud, making me get out of the comfort zone a little bit, so I like them.
I like the lettering, kind of old school.
Yeah.
I see myself as an old school kind of player, so hopefully I play well.
I don't know about the pants. I'm on like a whiter gray pants.
Oh, okay. So you like the lighter pants?
Yeah, just
okay.
more baseball.
You feel like you can run faster in the lighter ones?
Exactly.
Did you think you'd be wearing a pink jersey? That has some pink flair to it?
I did not. But,
I mean, it brings out your eyes.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, I feel like this cream is really cool. I mean, it's just a nice kind of subtle color, but it jumps out. I think they did a really good job with it.
You feel like hollering cowboy? Like you feel like you're really in it?
I mean, I guess.
Texas?
I never knew what that really felt like, so I don't know. I don't really know. I guess this is what it must feel like.
And who do you think has a better uniform? American League with the color combination or National?
I'll never say National League if I'm on the American League.
Excuse me. The belt is a little big. It kind of is giving belt buckle. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the belt's a little loud for me, but I think it matches the Texas vibe.
You do feel like a cowboy.
Yeah, I have a couple books there in my locker.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like we have to do like one of these. But you have to hold it like you're holding a belt buckle. Yeah! If you were to find a jersey, or if you swap a jersey, one of the players on the National League, who would it be? Who would you pick?
Okay, so I got an Ohtani jersey last year, so I'm gonna probably say Harper.
Aaron Judge.
Okay, tell me why.
That might be a common pick. Judge.
Okay.
He's one of the greatest to play the game in the last 5, 6, 7 years, so it'd be cool to have his jersey. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty
He's
good.
decent, huh?
MVP season probably.
Decent guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kind of a big fan of Ellie. Ellie's been fun to watch.
Yeah.
Ellie'd be a cool one. I mean, his jersey would probably be too big for me. It'd probably go down to my knees, but that'd be a cool one to have from his.
Schemes is a hot name right now, so I like to get his while he's young and while it's still cheaper. And see where it goes.
Which is your favorite jersey combination for your team?
I like our black jerseys a lot. We'll usually wear them on Fridays on the road because we have the City Connect for home, but I really like our black jerseys.
I'm rocking with the City Connect right now. Cleveland, I think, did a really good job. Colors are cool, little designs, little subtle stuff on there. I just like the traditional Dodger uniform.
Okay, like old school.
Whites and the grays, yeah. Show up, we know what we're wearing, and I like that.
If you were to pick another team that's not your own, obviously, that has really cool jerseys, who would you pick?
Probably it's hard to go against the Yankees. It's just iconic, you know.
Pinstripes do it every time, huh?
Yeah, it's just hard to go against that, you know, as a baseball fan.
I think my favorite is probably the Royals baby blue.
Okay.
I really like that.
Baby blue, it just does something, huh?
Yeah.
The baby blue.
They're in division, so I probably shouldn't say that, but I like that.
To look like an all-star yourself, scan the QR code and access all of this year's gear. That's it for this edition of Inside Stitch. But before we tie up all the loose ends, here's a classic fit that offers a completely different perspective.
Well, the true meaning of comic relief right here. Guess who that is? Roger McDowell.
Check him out. He has his uniform on upside down with the shoes on the hand, and it looks like he's walking on his hands. That has no shoes on. Has his cap hanging down. That's supposed to be his head. Well, the Mets really trying to turn it around. They have had a good road trip. They do, however, trail in this ball game 4-0. I love it.